shit himself, or he just doesn't like
The
shower,
taxi driver?
or
Was he an Uber?
It was
Did you
so
get
bad.
Did you get an Uber? Or
No,
a
I got
taxi?
a taxi. Sometimes it's easier to just hop in a taxi and go.
Oh, because the taxis are just hanging out there.
Yes, that felt like such a mistake this time, though. I was about to throw up.
Oh no.
Yeah, as soon as I got in the car, I started gagging. And I'm like, can I roll down the window? I don't mean to be offensive or anything, but I don't know if the guy never washed his car, which is weird for a taxi, right?
Yeah.
Or he didn't
I
shower.
think taxis are going downhill because
It could be.
Uber and Lyft are so prevalent now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and my Lyft drive from the airport here
Yeah.
was so nice. He was
Yeah.
such a good driver. It was nice and
It
clean.
was like a Tesla or something nice.
No, it was like some new Ford Escape. I just mean like nice because he kept the car nice, and
Nice and clean, yeah.
yeah, he had a
We're recording. Sorry. We have like an air
Oh, you
freshener.
whining back there
Oh,
on it. So,
poor
no, pup. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's February. Oh no,
Yeah, February 5th.
February 5th.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
Got-
Hey guys, it's February 5th.
Got Boise Mike and Devo here.
I'm your favorite donkey. I hope so. Anyways, actually, I've been getting more hate, which I think is good because that means more people are watching. But
Some people just love to hate.
yeah, they just love to. They're like, "You're trash," and I'm like, "I know what it."
Yeah.
It says it on the tagline.
Devo owns it.
Yeah.
But the joke is you're getting better every day, and eventually that won't be true.
Yeah, hopefully that's the goal, right? To
Yeah.
keep
Yep.
studying.
Yeah.
So my buddy Alex was asking me this weekend though. He was like, "How can I get better or whatever?" And there's definitely a monetary cost to getting
Yes.
better at poker,
Yeah.
right?
Pay for study tools, also getting direct experience, right? And you're gonna lose when you first start.
Yeah.
Over
definitely. Onyx,
what?
touch.
Like
Come here.
I think it's something like 90% of the people who play lose at poker.
Yeah, or
I think
thought
that's
it
the
was
stat,
80.
something
Was it
like that,
80?
or maybe it's 80. Yeah, 80, and then there's probably another 10% that just break even, and so it's like the top 10% make money, probably. But,
That sounds like life.
yeah, isn't that true? That is life.
Yeah. What are you playing right now?
Yeah, so I'm playing I just late registered to a daily $100 buy-in, 10,000 guaranteed.
Oh, nice. First place is like $3,000.
Yeah. I only started with 20 big blinds, but that's enough. I kind of like late registering. I don't like to mess around with the early rounds. Once I double up my stack, which is pretty easy to do, then I'm in pretty good position to keep going for the tournament. So this is going to be a tight fold, but Queen 3 suited folding and cut off, it's fine.
Yeah. Onyx is freaking
I'll wait for a better spot.
out back there, man. What is he?
Just wants my attention, I guess.
He's like, Mike is not paying attention to me.
Oh,
Man.
he's such a
Poor guy.
beautiful pup.
Hey, so what happened this weekend? It sounds like you're up. That's good.
Yeah. So up a little over 6,000 for the weekend. I haven't checked how many hours that I played, but probably a little over 60 hours. I recognized that. So I played a lot of 2-5 at the start, and I was killing 2-5.
That makes sense.
And then as I felt really comfortable with how I was playing this weekend, I decided to move up, played 5-10. I was doing really well at that. And then, I don't know, I just kind of hit a rough patch where I started to make mistakes. And they're pretty big mistakes. There was one situation where we were playing 5, 10, 20. So it was a normal 5, 10 game, but we had a mandatory $20 straddle going the entire session. So it was 5, 10, 20. Max buy-in at $3,000 at the Wynn. And right toward the beginning of the session, mind you, I had played this guy before, so I kind of knew how he played. I haven't caught him bluffing. Nobody's caught him bluffing when I've sat at the table with. And so when he goes all in, he has it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't bluff very often. And I have ace jack suited. I squeezed in big blind. I think he was in cutoff. And I squeezed because there's 4 people in the pot at this point, and I think the open was $60. So there's like a couple $100 in the pot. So I squeezed to like 300 or so. No, not quite. 240, 250, and everybody folds but him. I take that back. There was 2 callers. One guy called before him, and then he called. And I'm totally blowing this story, by the way. I was in the straddle. He was in small blind. He was in small blind. I had position on him after the flop. Now that makes sense. Okay. But somebody probably cutoff called, and then he called in small blind. And so we had like almost $800 going on the flop. Anyway, I have ace jack suited, ace jack of clubs, something like jack 7-4 with 2 spades comes out. And so I drill the flop. It's highly unlikely somebody has a better hand at this point. Maybe somebody just called with pocket queens. Well, cutoff. Maybe cutoff called with just pocket queens. That's possible. They're going to 4-bet a lot of the times there, but also they should be flatting with pocket queens there quite a bit, maybe half the time or so. And small blind, I'm figuring, he's incentivized to set mine. He's probably got some mid pocket pair. And mind you, he's like incredibly tight player. Okay, so I've set this up. I bet about 30% pot. After he checks to small blind checks to me, I bet about 30% pot. Something like $250 is what I think I bet. Mm-hmm. Cutoff folds and small blind calls. So now we have like $1,300 or so in the pot. Maybe it was $1,400. Either way, close enough. And the turn is a 9. So this is a card he could have drilled for a set. Very possible. And I look at him and I ask how much he has back, and he has checked it to me. So I'm checking him out. I'm trying to get a read. He has like $2,200 in his stack left. And what I realized in that moment that I totally should have respected, because I got a read, was he was in a polarized state. You could see it physically that he was polarized. So he's got either a monster or he has a monster draw. So he's drawing to probably the nut flush, or he's already drilled a set. And he's just
doing the breathing. I love it when they do the breathing.
His chest is just like going nuts. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's polarized. And so I check. Okay, now I remember there's 1,500 in the pot. Sorry, I'm blowing the story.
You're trying to play at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. So there must have been 1,000 in the pot, and I bet 25%. So I bet 250. He calls. Now there's 1,500 in the pot. Yep. Okay. All right. So, which means I 3-bet larger than what I said. Anyway, I probably 3-bet to 300. Blowing the story. So I check, and a total blank hits the river, like a deuce or whatever. No flush, nothing. And so what I should have thought in that moment is, if he was on the nut flush draw, he's calling nothing.
Yeah.
And he's polarized. If he was on a draw, he's calling nothing. And this is not the type of guy that I can induce a bluff from, because I've never seen him bluff. And I just had this greedy moment where I'm like, yeah, but I have top. And he just checked it to me again. He's been checking it to me the whole time. So you
could have checked it to end it, yeah.
Yes. And mind you, if there's over, so I have a threshold usually. If there's 60 big blinds or more, mind you, we're playing 5, 10, 20, so 20 is really the big blinds.
You told me this before, yeah. Yep. There's more than 60 big blinds.
So there's more than $1,200 in the pot.
A pair is not good enough.
Then top pair is, you want to play it safe.
Safe, yeah.
You don't want to play a bigger pot than that.
Because they could have even 2 pair.
Yeah, easy. Yep. He could have been the one that just for whatever reason decided to play pocket queens. He could have pocket queens the way he played it. It's possible. Yeah. Unlikely, but possible. And you could have played pocket jacks that way. That's possible. I know I have a removal to it, but anyway, so he's polarized. So he's either completely bricked and I can't get any more money, or he's got me absolutely owned. And okay, we have King 7 suited on the button, so if it gets to me, I'm going to raise. Let's see how many big blinds we have.
Oh, that's it.
Somebody already shoved, so I fold.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mean to influence you there, but I'm like,
I probably would have. Shoved. Oh well. So anyway, I have this greedy moment of yes, but what if he has like pocket tens or like queen jack or king jack, or let's just get value from that. And then I'm like, you know what? I should go for like $1,000, which is a huge bet, right? With top at this point when there's like, oh fuck.
So now you're gonna, so now you're gonna be like, hey,
there's like 75 big blinds in the pot
already.
I've got the flush. Yeah. So, this is just one of those brain fart moments. I have it every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so I bet 1,000, and he sits there for a second, and he's thinking, and he's tanking, and then he just shoves all in. And what do I do? I call him.
Oh.
$2,200 that I could have saved myself this trip. Because I had a read on him that he was polarized, and I wasn't thinking clearly. I got greedy. There's something to learn from. I should have recognized the guy's polarized, so he's
tight.
He either has me owned completely, or he has nothing, and so I shouldn't bet.
Right, it's an easy check there.
Yeah. So there was $2,200 that I should have in my pocket right now from this trip. So that would put me up at least 8,000 right there, and that's just one hand. I had other hands that I made mistakes on. I had another spot where it was fairly obvious to me that he had the nut flush. He was betting into me, and I just I have ace 10 suited. I don't want to mess around. I'm just going to shove all in because we have an awkward stack of, I don't know, what is it? 12 big blinds or something like that.
My name is Mystery. I probably have aces.
But you will have to pay to find out.
Yeah. Dan Blazarian, he could probably pay to find out. I feel like.
Who is this guy? Is this the real Dan Blazarian? No way.
Well, no, I don't know. We should look it up. I mean, we're in Nevada.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, King Jack suited. Let's see, how many big blinds do we have anyway? Is there a way to change the setting? I like to see big blinds.
15.
No. Okay, 15. Okay, this is really awkward, but I'm gonna min raise.
I think it's in settings.
I think we have one of those stacks too, where I probably have a limp range. I don't know, 15 big blinds, good enough to. Oh, sweet, we drilled the flop. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I'm out.
All right. We don't need to bet big here. Let's just go for min sizing.
So yeah, World Series of Poker is like the only site that doesn't do big blinds. Like they do the money for whatever reason. I know. Yeah.
I wish I could switch it to big blinds because that would make it so much easier. All right. So we're a little above the starting stack.
What's that? Let me check again. Maybe I can turn it to big blinds.
Okay. If anybody knows, please comment. Let us know.
Yeah, do you guys know if you can change? That's funny. Man, so I was playing a game on here earlier today, and then I had something come up, and you think, I can miss a hand or two, right? And most of the time, that's absolutely true, right? Because I'm folding a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like, anyways, we'll figure this out later. Yeah, I'm folding a lot, right? And so it shouldn't matter, but I come back in, and it's so bad because they let you look, you know?
Yeah.
Right? You're like, you can see. And you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't look sometimes, right? But I had pocket jacks, and on the board are 2 jacks. I had quad jacks, and someone's going all in because there's also a made flush. Oh.
Oh.
It was like one of those dream hands. It was.
Yeah.
It was only a $10 daily tournament or whatever.
Still though, you like never get quads, and you never get paid on quads.
You never get paid either. That was the thing. It was like, oh, of course, this time.
Yeah.
I did get paid on quads once though. I had a cash game at a small place in Boise. Yeah. Anyways.
It's a little easier to get paid on quads when there's like three on the board and you have one, and then an ace hits the board.
Right.
It's so much easier because people don't want to let go of their.
Like, I have ace. I have on a boat.
Yeah. Yep.
On a boat.
Yeah. So that's one of the example hands where I made a mistake, and I can tell you, like, I could rattle off a few that would add up to, instead of a $6,000 profit for the weekend, I could have easily had $12,000. I did play a little 5-10-20. I played some 10-10-20. The 10-10-20 was a mix, no limit hold'em, pineapple, and PLO game. Oh gosh,
pineapple.
That was so much fun. We played stand up for all 3 games. We kept playing the stand up game. I've never played stand up pineapple, and I've never played stand up PLO.
What do you explain stand up?
Okay, so the stand up game, a lot of the times, well, I would say most of the time, tables don't actually physically stand up because there's somebody at the tables that is unwilling. Actually, a lot of people are unwilling to do that, and so we'll play with tokens, right? But sometimes you'll see an entire table of people standing up. You might see that at your local card room, right? And you earn the right to sit down by winning a hand, and you have to show your cards after winning the hand. Otherwise, you can't sit down. And there's a bounty. The last person standing, so basically the nit, it's a nit tax. The last person standing has to pay everybody at the table, usually about 5 big blinds. So in 10-10-20, we actually made it cheap there. 10-10-20, it should be like $100 per person, right? We just did $50 per person.
Wow.
And we were playing, most of the time it was like seven-handed. So one person pays out $300 to the table if they're the last person standing. And we did tokens instead. So you get a token after you win a hand and show it. Excuse me. And so I think I lost it once. I probably pay it out like the table average. So I'm very close to nitish sometimes in those situations. But I would say that's because there's a couple of people at the table that loosen up way too much when they play the stand-up game, and they're willing to risk it all on a bluff. No problem. Just so they don't have to play $300, but they're willing to risk their $6,000 stack.
So you might as well play tight, and donate the $300.
Oh yeah. It depends on the table, right? If most people are playing like nits, then you just exploit them and bluff them out immediately for as cheap as possible, and then you'll get your $50 and you won't have to pay out to everybody. But
you can still take advantage of some people playing loose, maybe.
Yeah. There was one player at this table who was the ultimate nit, and it showed during the stand-up game because he just kept losing it every time.
Oh man!
And even when I think the one time that
after the stand-up game ends, everybody stands back up.
Yeah, we kept doing it over and over and over.
Oh, man.
Yeah, one person at the table said I need a break from that because he lost a really big pot.
Yeah.
And then he had to pay out.
Oh.
And it was making it tough. He felt like it was making it tough for him to make good decisions. So he's losing really big pots, and it's frustrating for him. Yeah, but I love it. It creates such great action. I think the stand-up game is the best thing you can introduce to the table to loosen it up and create action. So that game, I think I was down 2,500 or 3,000 at some point, and then I was able to run up my stack to cash out a profit of like 2,200 or so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I had like a $5,000 upswing, and I didn't cash out at the peak either. I was up more than that at one point, but it was a fun game. So
good weekend.
Good weekend altogether. Yeah, I had one day, Sunday, where I was down over 6,000, and fortunately I kept my head together. That's the day I made the most mistakes. Unfortunately, I kept myself in a really good mindset, and I just recognized that I was making mistakes, and so I learned from them very quickly and tried to refocus myself. And then I ended the day down 1,200 instead of down over 6,000. So I had a $5,000 upswing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't even been paying attention to how people are playing.
I just know because I run into them. So
okay.
So I thought I would just click that on there for you.
Just telling stories about the weekend instead of paying attention to the game.
No, that's okay. Yeah, the alarm is actually going off for my family size lasagna.
Ooh,
which is funny because I put in this party size lasagna in the oven, and I'm like, that is a lot of lasagna. And I don't think Trish and I we're not even gonna get close. We're gonna have lasagna all week. And then Mikey called me and was like, hey bud, I missed my flight. Were you just stuck at the table? I got the fever.
Oh my gosh, it was embarrassing.
Oh, will you tell it to go off, baby? Will you tell it to turn off?
So I had
lasagna's done.
I had gotten to the airport earlier than I usually do, like an hour and a half before my flight. And mind you, I never check bags, and I'm TSA pre-checked, so I just fly through. And I'm like, well, excuse me. Yeah, thanks, Devo, for the cough drop. Just a minute.
So, just so you know, Trisha, who has also got TSA pre-check, says that it used to be an hour and a half. Vegas airport, no problem, right? Oh, we've adjusted to 2 hours. It's like our go-to now. Yeah, because it's just getting crazier here.
It does get crazy, that's right.
Oh, and the Super Bowl is about to happen here.
And that's not why I missed my flight. I was like, I've got time for dinner, so I went and had dinner. And then,
oh no!
And then I was like walking around the airport and then recharging my stuff, and I was hanging out in a different section, not even by my gate, and then I get to my gate and I'm not even paying attention to the fact that, like, I think my plane's there and everybody's already loaded up at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm not even paying attention to that. I sit down and I'm like, yeah, I wonder if I can play a cash game real quick on WSOP.com.
Let's just jump on one last time here before I fly back to Idaho.
I did not tell Kimmy that, by the way, but
oops. Oh, well.
she'll find out.
She probably doesn't watch this.
Yeah, probably not.
We're not really her demographic.
That's true. So I got the itch to play a little more poker before I'm leaving, and then I double up and I'm like, sweet, I just doubled up. And then I look at the time and I realize that the flight was leaving at that moment. And I look up on the board and it's like, oh my gosh, it's a couple minutes past.
Oh no, you're
when
like
the
watching
flight,
your plane go.
Yeah,
Like,
the plane was already gone.
oh geez.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so I don't know. I just didn't get much sleep last night, and my mind wasn't thinking about boarding the flight
Yeah.
yet. So,
Well,
oops.
I'm glad because you got to do this.
Yeah,
And these are way better in person than we were gonna do it on Zoom. But
That's
honestly,
true.
it's better. When are you gonna be? Where are you going next?
This is crazy, right? I'm getting home Tuesday,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, and I'm flying out Thursday to Florida.
Oh, Florida, you doing
Yeah,
the
World Series of Poker circuit.
yeah.
Near Fort Lauderdale. There's Harrah's.
Oh, and you got your new phone?
Yeah, I got my new
Did you get
phone
me some
for.
footage from
Yes, I can do
Fort
that.
Lauderdale? That's
I
cool.
can do that. Yep.
And then we could do this, but like with your hands playing. That'll be fun. Right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that would
Just-
be sweet.
We'll rip off Brad. Oh, well, we won't tell his name because we don't want to get sued. I
I can't believe I haven't played him yet. Eventually I will.
Man, he's been on a heater. Well, cool. I am gonna go save our lasagna, and hey, this has been a really good Donkey Poker vidcast or poker vlog or whatever it is.
Hopefully I have good news from Florida.
I
see
hope you
how
take it
goes.
down, bro. Take it down. Let's
I
go.
hope so.
Yeah. Oh, I got to play this weekend at the Wynn. I went down and played 1-3, and I just, I'm like, I'm gonna shoot one bullet. So I just bought into 1-3 for 200, and then Mikey comes over, and he's like, nope, and just like he's like, here you go,
Double it up.
some cash and some chip, we're gonna double that up, 200. And everybody at the table was like, hey, where's mine? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the opposite of being worm.
Yeah. And then you made, you played for 1 hour, right?
Two.
And you made,
I had to go see Mystere with my aunt and uncle, and if I leave at the 2.5 hour mark, then I don't pay for parking.
Yeah. And Devo, you made $140 profit in 2 hours.
2
at
hours.
1-3. That's great.
That's a pretty good hourly.
That is a good hourly.
Yeah. I could rock that. I like that. So, yeah, my goal is to get the bankroll to 9K so I can just play down at the Wynn all the time. That'd be sick. But bankroll management, right? That's one thing we talked about a lot on this trip was, and not even that. It's totally okay to play a game that's a little lower than you're normally playing at, as long as the people, as long as it's a game that you can win.
Yeah.
Right? That's really the key here. Is there's no need to play high stakes if there's a game that you can beat right in front of you. Right?
Yeah, find the game you can win. I played 2 sessions this weekend with Adam Walton, and I'm thinking, what is a guy who has over $5 million in tournament winnings? Mind you, he just won $4 million at the World Series main event. What is he doing at 5-10? And we're playing 5-10-20, because of the straddle.
Right.
And
so it's sporty.
And during the session, he's talking to one of his buddies, and he's looking over at the 10-20-40 table, and he's like, there's no real edge at that table.
Right, so it's just, you guys are just crushing it.
And so he just figured, I'm going to make away higher hourly at the 5-10-20 table that we were playing at.
Yeah.
Instead of going to the 10-20-40 table.
Did you get a fist bump from JR too?
MJ Gonzalez.
Sorry. Yeah, Gonzalez, yeah.
Yeah, he came up and
that's
he
funny.
recognized me from the last trip, and he's like, hey, what's up, man?
Hey,
Came over.
We love
gave me a
hybrid
fist
poker.
bump, and we love hybrid poker.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta save the lasagna.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to 2 Rocks and a Donkey. My name's Devo.
And this is Boise Mike. Please like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.
We would. And we'll check in with you when Mike gets back from Florida. Peace.
All right, peace out.